We got a Colibri in the mail here from a gentleman. Thanks for it, James. Gonna work on your lighter here today and get it going for you. In case you guys are wondering what all these on my hands are, I've been working putting new FRP board on my walls in my bathroom. Of course, you know, the glue's a little hard taking off the old walls. So anyway, I've been kind of scraping them down and hitting my knuckles against things. So I put some gas in this, okay, and it's not coming out. So anyway, let's get to it. So we got a plugged up valve system here. Let me go ahead and take the gas out of here. Okay. Get the spring assembly up there for the cap. And there's a screw underneath there, so get a screwdriver out of here. Let me get a different screwdriver. That was too big. Too big. There's another bit tip on it, but I'll try it again here. There we go. See if that's going to pull all the way out. There we go. Of course, I'm going to have to figure out now how this went in there. Figure that out later. All right, well, let's take this. Valve out. Trying to see down in there. Let me grab my flashlight. I had to go grab my good flashlight. Oh boy, that's too bright. Let's turn it down a little bit. Let's get a, it's too small. Let's try this one. Well, we'll see if I can get down in there. I don't think I have quite enough room, but we'll see. Not really with that. I can see. Some way. I'm trying to think of a way to grab onto that without. I kind of want to get this out of there, but it's kind of funny. This is really not wanting to come. I mean, it's just like it's just off by a few thousandths from getting this out of there. I don't want to force it, you know. But looking at this, I think what I'm just going to do is this goes down in there. Well, let me double check something here, guys, for clearance. Yeah. I'm going to have to put a notch in there if I can get that out of there, because it looks to me like it's a specialty tool, and I don't have a bunch of specialty tools. I've got to make my own, if you will. When I don't have them, I can't buy them. I gotta make them. So I don't really want to. Let's see here. See what we got here. Just gonna notch this out. Just enough. Just enough to get a flathead screwdriver on that and get that out of there. That's not going to work. that's doing in there. Look at that. Like, it's almost like somebody broke something off in there. Usually, the only thing in there is kind of a part of a wick system or something. But well, I'm going to have to go from this end. Never underestimate. There we go. If I can get that out of there. There we go. Yeah. Whew, boy. Yeah, that thing's dirty. Let's put that there and get that dirt off here. Huh. Go figure what that's all about. That don't make any sense to me. That makes none whatsoever. No, that makes none whatsoever. There is no need for that to be in that. I don't know if somebody tried to work on it and broke that off in there. I don't know. I'm just about guessing. That's probably what happened. This lighter looks to be brand new. You know, guys, listen. This lighter looks to be brand. Use very little. Use very little. Okay. If you let gas sit in these lighters, then you're gonna eventually have a problem. Okay. You can get by with that for a little bit, but you just can't leave it gassed up and think, well, I'll take that out and I'll use it. It don't work that way. You know, these things got these little filters in there. You know, they're actually technically they're called pressure regulators. Okay, they get plugged up. Well, everything's plugged up. Yeah, that's clean now. You see this here, you're going to see a little bit of this green. See this green on the bottom? That's not normal. So you'll know. That's just what happens when you get a lot of moisture on copper. eventually turn green on you. You know, when they first built the Statue of Liberty there here in the United States, it was all copper colored. They figured over a period of time that it would take on oxidation would cause it to green, the color that's now. So there you go. There's your history lesson, free of charge. All right. See how that stuff just, man. .87. Man, that's small. Man, that is small. 1.87 there too. 1.88. Okay. So I gotta get a sponge. These are the smallest ones I got. They're way too thick, but I end up cutting them down. What I'll usually do on this, guys, is I'll cut these down and I'll put a hole in them like this right here. I'm just going to cut the green off the back. Right there. Now that's still going to be a whole lot bigger than I need. What is it? I'm guessing 2.5. There. I'm going to cut that down with 2mm. See how many punches I've punched on that? That was a brand new book at one time. It still is a brand new book. But, oh well. Yeah. Cut it down a little bit, but not near enough. I'm going to put a small hole in the middle. Reason behind that is if your sponge gets plugged up, right? And as long as this, you know, the screw here, your flame adjustment screw, as long as this here, you know, washer, it kind of puts the pressure on the sponge when you're screwing this down, because this here turns, okay? This turns. Now it's turning on top of this little washer, which is pushing down on the sponge. If you just put this in there, okay, and turn it, you don't have this in here, your sponge is going to get tore up. It's that simple. It's that simple. There we go. Now, I could see the cotton down the tank. My opinion, folks, there's no need for that to be in there. No need at all. The only thing that needs to be in there is some of this. A little bit of cotton. All that's going to do is going to soak up the liquid butane. Stringer there. All right. Go with that. And you see in the tanker, cotton down there. All right. Let me check this washer out here. We're going to put a new one in there. Let's see here. I'm just guessing on this. Three and a half millimeter OD. Yeah. 3.5 millimeter OD. There's a 3.6. Let's try a 3.6. That should work. All right. 3.6 by 0.8 cord size. grease on the cord. Just clean this off. Right, stick it back in there. That ain't gonna hurt. Put a little bit of grease down in there. There we go. There's that. That. Now, let's make sure this is now plugged up. We're good there. Put a new seal on this. Yeah, see how easy that thing broke? That's what happens to seals after they've been sitting a while. That says 1 millimeter cord. Now, let's see what this is. 2.75. 2.75. 2.75. Let's go in here and see what I got. That says 2.75. We'll see if that works. Good Lord, I need to use some of them up, that's for sure. Plenty in there. little small. Huh? One way to tell. Screw it down in there. Yeah, it's just, to me, that's a little loose. I want to feel some resistance. So, just going to cut it off. I might rip it off. Probably going to deform it anyway, so. That's not going to work. Let's see here. .74 by 102. No, that might be it. Let's see what we got here. 1.19. That's too big. That's 3.15. That's 3 point. Yeah, let's try this one. Let's see if this one has anything. See if this one works. Listen, guys, I'd rather your flame adjustment wheel be a little bit harder to manipulate than you end up having a leak and have to send it back to me. I think that'll work. All right. I think that'll work great. Maybe not. Might be too big. I'm just going to try that and see. Yeah, it's got some tension on it. Let's just see what we got here. Turn it down, all the way down. And see if I can get some butane in here. Click and see how much air. Got more air in through lots of butane, guys. Lots of butane. And looks like we're good now. Alright. Looks like we're good. I'm going to shut that off. Alright. Ooh, boy. You don't think that thing is. This is why you got to clean these off. Look at that. You have to clean them wheels off, guys. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to clean them off. Make sure you put, don't try to hold them either. All I do is put my finger there like that. If you try to hold them and that thing takes off with this Dremel wire brush, good luck finding it. Now, nice clean wheel, which is what you always want. Now it looks like we're going to have to work on this a little bit because you see that? That's your flint right there. Decomposed. Listen guys, flint's gonna pick up, you know, that's why they put a coating on these flints, guys, because they are corrosive. They'll pick up moisture and stuff. So you know, you want to make sure that you're going to store your lighter for any period of time. You know, flint, and it all really depends on your conditions too. But anyway, the best way that I found to get that out is just get you a little bitty with these 2.5mm rods, stick down in there and just drive them out. I might try that. Yeah, I'm gonna drive it out in this way, I think. Give me that book. This is kind of a metal right here, soft metal, so I gotta be a little bit careful here. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of that kind of out of there, if you will. clear now. See that? See that decomposed flint? Now you know why. You know, we gotta take that stuff out of there. Now I usually had a little pipe cleaner that I ran through there, but I think I used it up. I gotta buy some more. Yeah. Alright, give me a second. Just bend that a little bit so I put her back in shape there. Okay. Let's see what we got here. This doesn't seem quite right to me. It really doesn't. This doesn't seem right. It's some, the length of this doesn't seem right. I got to do something. I don't feel good about that. Hopefully I got some type of replacement. Using up parts, but and who's to say I even have it? That's got to be just a particular part too. Because of the cap. It's got a hole in the back of the cap here. See that? I kind of doubt that I got that. But I'm sure I can come up with a spring of some sort. Just don't care for that spring. That might be better right there. It's a homemade spring. Let me see what I got here. That's going to be better. You can tell, guys, this spring is, I don't know. Really don't like how they did that. It's kind of burgered up, so I'm kind of smooth it out with this file, but it don't look so gnarled up. shop, I can still use the plunger. It has an aluminum plunger on it. This is brass, so it'll be a little bit better. And the only thing is I'm going to bend this just a little bit. So it stays on the end of that. See what we got here. Yeah, I get that on, that'll work. Get this garbage out of the way. Get my everything in it. Let me put that. Yeah, come on. There we go. We almost got her. There we go. There we go. I feel good about that. There's that. We got that and that. Yeah, where in the world did that come from? I think that come from the bottom platform there. Yeah, that's what holds your let me just a second here. I gotta straighten this platform out. Told you bend that and doing that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what that's for. All right. Okay, I'm going to show you something here. See that little hole there? That's what fits into that. So this lays right there, just like that. All right. And you got your screw. Down in there. And we're going to have just a second, I'm going to have to get that flint wheel on there. Make sure you put this on the right direction too. second here. Alright, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on here. Bent that a little bit when I was. There we go. Like that. Should be just right. So a little bit off, guys. Second here. All right. Okay. Stopper inside here I replaced earlier off camera. First thing I done, yanked it out. Alright, I'll turn the gas off. Now, so I can't explain this, guys, why that was in there. But you can see what I did. This might be a little bit of a burger to get in here, especially with these stubby fingers of mine. Ah. There. What's going on here? That's it. Had to open too much. Yeah. See how that's working? Not that great, right? You know why? That spring I put in there, it still isn't big enough. It's not putting enough pressure on that flint. So, I gotta get another one out here. I gotta get one that's longer than this one. Even though I stretched that one. We'll try this one here. And we'll see what's going on. That might be a little longer than needed. We'll see. We will see if it's too long. If it's too long, I won't be able to get it screwed in there. Okay? I'll make it easier to get to replace the flint, but the guy wants to. Oh boy. You witnessed it on the floor. On the floor. Well, it's going to take me a while on my hands and knees, so I'm going to pause this video. Maybe I'll just